Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Hopefully round 2 works because I just had to cancel my last stream. But let's try again. This morning, I want to talk about the US GDP numbers. Also talk about Elon's next big purchase and talk about how all of this relates to Bitcoin and crypto. Let's do this. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell, follow me on social media, check out CryptosRUs.com, and make sure you subscribe to brand new CryptosRUs Clips channel. Welcome. That's like 6 welcomes this morning. Hopefully not going to have any more sound issues. Fingers crossed. But, market ready. It's already open. NASDAQ was up a little bit more. Dow was up a little more. Now we're starting to see both go down slightly. Okay. But we'll see if this continues to hold on to the green or flips into red. We did have this come out. So I was actually in the middle of explaining why this was actually not as bad as it looked. But anyways. Let's look at this. The GDP, which measures basically all the buying that's happening within the U.S., it unexpectedly fell Q1 of 2022. Why is that? This is the lowest start, I guess, since the first half of 2020. And the reason being, of course, prices are sky high. Consumers are just not spending as much. When food and cars and housing and rent and everything else has gone up 10, 15, 20, 30%, well, it's expected that people are going to buy less, right? So it's not really a surprise. However, this leads to the question of whether or not a recession will really come, right? I think most people argue that there will be some kind of economic slowness, right? That's for sure. But whether or not a full-blown recession is around the corner, that's to be seen. However, one good thing about this is Powell, because many are already anticipating and pricing in the fact that he is going to raise basis points by 50 next month, right, to tame inflation. Because he's like, it's absolutely essential, right, to keep inflation down. However, he said the biggest indicator, right, is looking at the labor force. Is the labor force strong? And right now it is. But there's other things at play. If the GDP is going down, that means consumer spending is down. Businesses don't hire as much. Labor force may not be that strong in the future, which means that he can't be as hawkish as he wants, which means that the rate hikes that are coming could be more tame. And if that's the case, right, overall, that's what Wall Street is looking for, which is why when this report came out this morning, I thought everything would turn deep in the red, but they didn't. And I think that's exactly what Wall Street is thinking about is, well, if consumer spending or overall spending is going down, then maybe Powell is not going to be that aggressive with his rate hikes. I think that's how they're looking at it, right? So, this whole notion of recession, there's a lot of people talking about recession. I had to address it a couple times, right? Especially how Bitcoin is going to fare in a recession. We don't know. We had very brief stints where Bitcoin didn't do so well in like a black swan event, right? Or when there was some kind of major catastrophe that happened, some world kind of economic, disaster, right? In those cases, everything goes down, right? But when you have this economic slowness, can Bitcoin find itself and rally forward? Yes, I do believe so. That was my whole stream last night was just based on that. Actually, I just realized I messed up again because I didn't show the screen. So, you guys had a better look at a longer look at my face, so that's okay. I know you guys enjoy looking at me. But Apologize for that. This is what I meant to show on the screen. I was so distracted about my sound. But anyways, I mean, that's the thing. We just don't know at this point. But last night I made all my arguments why Bitcoin, especially with all the metrics and adoption and growth and even buying, is going to carry it through. It will carry it forward. So I believe Bitcoin will do just fine. But we will see. We will see. Now, what else is going on this morning? Last night, Facebook reported. Actually, the numbers weren't that good, but their forecast and growth of users actually surprised the market. So Facebook is actually up about 13% today. They have been absolutely decimated over the last month or so. You could see that they were a high of 344, and now they're barely at 200, not even at 200. So obviously, they have a lot of recovering to do. But this was also reported that the Reality Labs, which used to be aka Oculus, it is losing money like crazy, like a bucket with a huge hole underneath, and a $2.9 billion loss. And they lost $10 billion, I believe, last year overall. So if you do 3 billion times 4, that means they're on track to lose another 12 billion from this year. Last night, someone asked me about metaverses, whether or not we should give up on metaverses because big players like Facebook is already involved. Well, look at them. They're struggling. They're not doing well with this. So the market is still wide open when it comes to metaverses, right? And there's a big one, of course. A lot of people are, of course, paying attention to what ApeCoin is doing. And Yuga Labs is trying to perfect Metaverse right now too, right? So their other side that's coming out could be spectacular, could be a dud. We don't know, right? But we do have others like Sandbox, Decentraland that's still growing. But even someone like Facebook or Meta, with their endless treasury, they still can't figure it out. It hasn't been cracked yet. It's still early, though. It's still early. All right, so what else is going on? Twitter, of course. Twitter just reported before this sell to Elon, and they actually had a bump, a little user bump, which is, I guess, good. But overall, Twitter's been flat for basically a decade. The number of users on Twitter has just not been going up. And this is part of the reason why they're going to sell, right? They're going to sell because there's just no growth. They can't figure it out. It's just kind of weird. I mean, Twitter is just like, it's acquired taste, right? It's too much trolling, too much hate on there. I know that, but there's nothing else like it. There's no other platform that could get you breaking news nearly as fast as Twitter. And you get to follow guys like Elon whenever he feels like just throwing out random entertaining tweets. Like, what does he go buy next? Just throw it out there. Next, I'm going to buy Coca-Cola to put cocaine back in. In case people don't know, Coca-Cola, when they started, they actually had cocaine in there. That's how they started. And they had to remove it for obvious reasons. But Elon joking around that he could buy Coca-Cola and put cocaine back in if he wanted to. Except that he probably couldn't sell it afterwards. But he does have enough money to buy Coca-Cola. That is how insanely wealthy Elon is. And then, people obviously doctored this and said, I'm going to buy McDonald's and fix all my ice cream machines. And even Elon responded back saying, listen, I can't do miracles. This ice cream machine fiasco, if you actually look into it, it's a very, very complex issue that McDonald's and this other vendor has like a monopoly over, and McDonald's franchises, they can't do anything about it. It's really, really strange if you actually look into it. Like the vendor that provides the ice cream machine to McDonald's, they're the ones that supplied like the kitchen to the McDonald's. So they're basically, they can't get kicked out. And the ice cream machines break all the time with a weird code. And with that code, you can't tell what's going on. So you have to hire them to come in to fix it. So franchises are just, they hate it because it breaks all the time. They can't fix it themselves. And supposedly there's another company that came out with a device that could decipher the code so that you could actually fix your own machines. But then McDonald's doesn't like it, and they're trying to like sue that company so that they can't, franchises can't buy that decipher thing. It's just really complex. The way if you actually look into it, it's actually very confusing. And McDonald's, the corporation, is actually screwing the franchises, all based on this ice cream machine. Anyways, got off tangent there. But McDonald's also did report and revenue tops estimates fueled by price hikes and overseas same-store sale growth. Although McDonald's had to shut down the Russian stores, so they already said that is going to be a major impact. So Q2 numbers will probably be very bad because McDonald's had to close all of their restaurants down in Russia. But McDonald's is one of Jim Cramer's, Coca-Cola is one of Jim Cramer's must buy after latest report. See, I got all these companies mixed together. I don't know what Elon's going to buy anymore. Is he going to buy Coca-Cola, or is he going to buy McDonald's, or maybe he's going to buy Facebook and just delete Facebook? Who knows at this point, right? The guy could buy whatever the hell he wants. But the Twitter acquisition is not over yet. This process of turning it private, and also, what is he going to do with the board? Who's going to be running it? All this stuff. No one really knows. All right, other good news. The New York mayor, which is very, very pro Bitcoin and crypto, is trying to get rid of this bit license thing for the state of New York. You may have noticed a lot of crypto exchanges or wallets or lending services, whatever it may be, cannot operate in New York because the inability of them getting a bit license, which is very, very, very hard to do, which is why a lot of New York citizens are kind of screwed when it comes to crypto because all these services are not available, right? But the new New York mayor is trying to get rid of it. He said he wants to make New York City very pro Bitcoin and crypto, wants to come out with a New York City coin, kind of like Miami coin, right? So if this happens, I think this would be very good. New York City, obviously the biggest city in the United States, one of the biggest cities in the world, millions and millions and millions of citizens. This would be very positive if this gets accomplished, right? And the last thing I want to talk about is this, DXY, which continues its ferocious run up. And you could see, going back to 2017, it topped out around 104. In 2020, it topped around 103. And DXY right now is above. As of this morning, it was 103.2. And it's getting up, and it's going up very, very, very fast. So, many have correlated. When DXY goes up, investments generally, they're weak. But when it flips down, that's when you see a major, major rally in all investments, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up 2,500%. The first time this came down, went up like 1,800% or 1,500% the second time it went down. So can we see something like that happen if the DXY comes down once again? Ooh, that'll be interesting. All these major models have been showing that Bitcoin is on the verge of a huge leg, a huge run up, right? And that we are at the bottom. So many bottom indicators. And this could be one of the reasons why Bitcoin flips and continues forward. So we'll have to pay attention to DXY. And some people have started saying that maybe the DXY is not going to slow down just because these last two, peaked out around here. DXY can continue to go up because of what's happening in Europe. European currencies are dropping like a rock against the USD because of the war, it could be that this continues upwards for much longer, maybe months or years, right? Some have speculated that it'll just continue. Something that we just have to pay attention to. All right. So, what else is there? I mean, the only other thing is today, there was more green just a few minutes ago. I mean, the only thing that's really standing out right now is ApeCoin, and it's at around the $21. And I've been telling you guys this up until the end of the month, which is the 30th, right? ApeCoin will probably continue to go up because of other side, ApeCoin's new Metaverse, or I should say Yuga Labs' new Metaverse, right? A lot of people are very hyped up and excited about it, but I don't know if it's a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing, right? Because it's rumored that once the land drops, the only way to buy the land is using ApeCoin, which is why ApeCoin is going up. And the apes themselves are going up because it's rumored that you will get land dropped for free for ape holders, right? They will get airdrop land. So that's why both are going up. They're kind of like the highlight right now. That's bucking the trend. Everything else is, for the most part, still struggling to rally in a significant way. But like I've been saying, these times, volatility always happens, but we will get through it. We always do. You just have to have patience, and you have to ignore short-term volatility. It's a price of admission when it comes to crypto. All right, let's do some Q&A. My sound is holding up, so that's pretty good so far. All right, let me see here. What's your opinion on DJA testnet release today? You mean a stablecoin for Cardano? Stablecoins generally don't excite me, other than UST, which actually causes burning, right? DJA, I don't believe, has any kind of burning because Charles hates burning. So I don't know, really. I mean, Cardano is going through a few exciting things. They just raised their block size. Obviously, they're working on scaling. Their DeFi is growing, right? So a stablecoin, a native stablecoin, will help overall. Let's see if I've missed anything. Well, unfortunately, Bitcoin came down a little bit. Probably because the U.S. markets, it started to come down. So, this morning, not this morning, like just 15 minutes ago, I was talking about this, right? So, I think this is good because traders are now thinking that Powell will probably be more or less hawkish, I should say. But overall, this is still not good for the economy. So I don't know. Right now, things are still in green. I don't know if they're going to flip into red or they're going to maintain green by the end of the day. But Bitcoin does seem like it's falling down a little bit because of it. Just a little bit. Little bit. What else did I miss? Someone says Kava is very strong too right now. It's probably because their upcoming mainnet upgrade, which will help them and Cosmos and ETH, because basically Kava becomes like a interoperable bridge / DeFi project or ecosystem. So that's probably the reason why. I think it'll help them and Cosmos a lot too. No, people keep asking about stepping. I don't believe in it, and I still stress caution. That model does not work. Something abnormal is happening. There's definitely some manipulation going on with GMT right now. So I highly advise anyone to get into GMT. You have to spend over $1,000 to buy shoes to be able to walk, and you're limited in terms of how much you can walk per shoe. So they are expecting people to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to buy NFT shoes to be able to use their fitness app. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It is one of those companies that's very hot right now, kind of like some of the other Korean companies we have seen in the past, and I do not like what it's doing right now. So I'd be careful with stepping. Did you see Teladoc Health negative 45% crash? Yeah, they came out with some really bad news, and you know what? It's making I don't even know the symbol. What's Teladoc's symbol? I don't know. But I did see how Kathy Woods, her investment in it is making her look really bad. A lot of Kathy Woods' recent investments have all done really, really bad, including Teladoc, which she put a ton of money into. What is the symbol here? Yeah, it's down 46% right now. It's T-Doc. That's what the symbol is. Yeah, this is horrible. Thought Netflix is what, 35 or 25% drop in a day. It was horrible. 26%. This is horrible. Supposedly they released some horrible news during their I don't know what they said, but it was just bad, really, really bad. Anyways, that's not a stock I pay attention to. Chris says single, no kids, six-figure income equals no FUD. DCA my ass off. You're lucky, Chris. You're very, very lucky. You're in a position where you could basically DCA your ass off. So, lucky you. And you're doing it right. What is up with random pumps on scale? Dave, you kind of answer your own question, right? If they're random pumps for no apparent reason, just ignore it. It's not important. You shouldn't be getting into a project that has random pumps. Let's see. Do you think crypto growth pump of 2021 was a product of stimulus checks, all that free money being thrown into market? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. 2021 was one of the greatest investment years of, I would say, of all time. Okay? It's not just with crypto, but obviously Bitcoin had a tremendous run multiple times. Crypto had a tremendous run. The likes of Solana, Terra, Cardano, Avalanche, Doge, Sheeb, Polkadot, Polygon, Kronos, Near, Cosmos. You could go on and on and on and on. These all went up 100x in 2021, right? And some of them continue to go, and that's why they're in the top 10. But it's not just crypto. You look at stocks, you look at Tesla, you look at Facebook and Apple, you look at everything. It was the most tremendous year. And I do think, yes, the stimulus checks, the money that was given out, and plus the fact that a lot of people were at home, bored, they want to buy things. So what did they do? They invested instead, and that is the right thing to do. People didn't take nearly as many vacations. They didn't have to commute because a lot of people were working at home, right? So all that was very, very positive for investments overall. And then you look at even like, really any kind of investment. Sports cards, which I'm still into, shot up to the moon. You look at, I don't know, like watches, like Rolexes, shot up to the moon. Anything that was an investment shot up to the moon. So yeah, there's definitely something there. Do I own any VA cards, and do you think Ethereum will ever be knocked down from number 2 spot? It's a real possibility. I'll say it's a real possibility, but I think they have some time. I think they have some real competitors, but they have time. So hopefully Ethereum 2.0 gets launched later this year in Q3 now. And they figure out scaling soon, right? If they keep delaying the transition to proof of stake, and they keep delaying whatever their next gen scaling solution is, eventually they'll go fall to someone like Solana or Terra or even Cardano or Avalanche. They will fall to someone, but I mean they still have time. And do I own any VA cards? At this point, I do. My SUV, I have a Mercedes GLS 580, so it's a twin turbo V8. It's a pretty good car, pretty good SUV. But I bought it just for winter use and business use, if you catch my drift. But yeah, that's really it. I don't have any like VA sports cars or anything right now. If there is a recession, wouldn't BTC go up on a steady uptrend? Tell me why you think so. I don't get your argument. I think BTC will continue to go up. There will be times where it doesn't, and it could be boring, and there'll be times even it goes down. But all the metrics and everything that I've been showing you guys is still healthy and is still moving upwards. The liquid supply is still going upwards. Mining is still going upwards. Outflow is still increasing. These are things I look at, and they haven't reversed by any means. But I don't know if you're referring to something else. MDZ, it was a while since you gave any giveaways. What happened to George NFTs? They're still there, available for sale. If you're asking because you just want to win one, well, you have to keep waiting. The whole point is I'm going to keep you on your toes, and it's not going to be that easy to win them because they will have a lot of value down the road. So, yeah, they're still there. Telcoin, I don't know what they're doing anymore. They're in remittance. They had a really good 2021 run, and then they kind of just died out. So I don't know. I don't know what they've been doing recently. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Sorry for the technical difficulties of this morning, but you know what? Unfortunately, Bitcoin started really hot. Looked like it was going to get to 40,000. Now it's back to 39. Of course, things can still reverse. The big story of the day is the GDP and how it is down for 2021. Market's still holding green, right? So this is a mixed bag. On one hand, yes, it's not good that the economy is slowing down. On the other hand, it could help with the rate hikes that's coming up. So it's kind of a mixed bag. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And will Elon buy Coca-Cola to put some cocaine in it? I guess we'll have to see if he does that too. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in a little bit for more crypto news, 11:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.